Luigi Mangione. What is there to say about him that hasn't already been said? Sit for a minute. I think I have something. For about 2 days after his arrest, Fox News, The Daily Wire, really the entire conservative media ecosystem, they launched a full court press trying to portray the alleged United Healthcare CEO shooter as a radical, raving leftist. They try to turn him into the latest outrage du jour in America's endless right versus left culture war. Here are the usual suspects.
Much of the brain of the left is broken. We should be spending more time talking about the man that he killed, father of two. On the one hand, we have a guy who worked himself up from nothing and is an innocent victim of a violent crime. And on the other hand, we have a spoiled brat rich kid whose brain is broken as much as the people on the left who are defending him.
Liberal wackos are treating suspected killer Luigi Mangione as a folk hero. First, by salivating over his Italian good looks.
And then suddenly, they stopped. Overnight, it seemed. They abandoned their campaign. Why do you think that is? Well, I imagine at least one of the reasons was pushback from their own audience. Now, I want you to take a look at these comments. These comments are under a Ben Shapiro video that he made, ripping into Mangione as a deranged, soulless lefty. Quote here, Ben, this is not a left versus right thing. This guy is so deluded, he is doubling down like this is a left issue when it is a human issue. What a clown. You, Ben Shapiro, profit from America's great divide. Fox News and Company quickly realized that they were on the wrong side of this story, that they were even out of touch. And their efforts to try to demonize Mangione as an evil liberal nutcase, that it was alienating their own hyper-conservative audience. Why was this happening? Well, Luigi Mangione is the median American voter, or that is at least what this piece in The Guardian argues here. What does that mean exactly? It's not to say that the median American voter is an Ivy League educated rich kid. That's not it at all. But what it is saying is that Luigi Mangione's politics are actually quite similar to the median American voter, kind of the average American voter. Can I explain that, please? Okay, let me explain. As the article says here, Mangione's Twitter or X account, whatever you want to call it, is a kaleidoscopic fever dream with no clear ideological rudder. It seems that he has a genuine interest in health and wellness, wokeness, masculinity, occasionally discussed there. So too are climate change, psychedelics, and the potential risks and rewards of artificial intelligence. Pornography, in Mangione's mind, should be regulated no less than alcohol, cigarettes, and travel. He likes Joe Rogan, but he disdains Jordan Peterson. He also appears to be particularly fond of Pokemon, baby elephants, gorillas, and Japan's indigenous religion, Shintoism. But what's even more interesting than Mangione's tweets are the personalities he follows. They're all over the place. The right-leaning manosphere is represented by folks such as Rogan and right-winger Patrick Bet-David. The only member of Congress on the list is Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who is a Democratic socialist. RFK Jr. serves as a channel to both the environmental and MAGA movements, okay? So there's a lot there. Even center-left liberalism makes a cameo with the New York Times Ezra Klein. What the heck do all of these people have in common? A lot, actually. Increasingly, even if they lack the exact language to explain it, Americans do not identify foremost as Democrats or Republicans or progressives or traditionalists or even left or right. They identify as pro-system or anti-system. The manosphere's anti-system bona fides are obvious. AOC's are too, given the fact that she is Bernie Sanders' heir apparent. RFK Jr. is part of a Democratic dynasty, yes, but he also rants and raves about vaccines, about chemtrails, and tap water turning children gay. That puts him very solidly in the anti-system camp. And finally, the piece argues that Ezra Klein might feel like a pro-system figure, But we have to remember that remember his February audio essay calling on Joe Biden to drop out of the race because he said that Joe Biden was too old to win? That essay landed like a bomb. Klein was the first, I think he and Stead Herndon, first media figures to say that the emperor has no clothes. Courage like that earns a person this anti-system credibility. So taking all things together, Mangione's digital media diet is quite coherent. And not only that, but it's in line with what most non-elites consume. You see, according to the countless studies, average Americans are far less ideologically polarized than they think that they are, as the article points out. Before November's election, Blueprint Polling conducted a number of surveys in an effort to try to define the views of swing voters of swing states. They found that these Americans, predictably, defy conventional political categorization. They believe that immigration should be decreased, abortion should be legal, the criminal justice system is not tough enough, the government should crack down on price gouging, and they say same-sex marriage is just dandy. They practice hodgepodge politics, and they aren't bothered by what elites would call ideological inconsistencies. Mangione is cast in that same mold. Sure, he may have been wealthy and privileged, but he actually approached American politics just like regular folks do. And that is exactly why the conservative media's effort to try to paint him as a left-wing radical, that's why that failed. Not only was it not true, but it actually enraged their audience. To be clear, that's not to say that their audience in any way condones Mangione's alleged actions, but they are sympathetic to his frustration with a system that increasingly seems broken. And some folks actively want him freed. Watch.
Okay, you guys, that's enough joking around. We need to go ahead and get down to business and figure out how we're going to help my boy, Luigi. So I wrote a couple things down. First, we need to figure out what his JPay information is. We need to put some money on the man's books, make sure he can have honey buns for days, okay, while he's in there. Two, I don't know if I really trust the lawyer that he's got in Pennsylvania. Also, what if he gets extradited to New York eventually? We need a better lawyer. Someone call Young Thug's lawyer. That's who we need. And third, I'm not sure where he's been living, but his roommates or whoever he was living with, they need to go and clean up his room, make sure there's no incriminating evidence. That should also be a priority. So I say we focus on those three things. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted by all these people who are saying that we're evil by wishing that the McDonald's person hadn't snitched on him. No, we're not. No, we're not. Okay? So let's get down to business, all right?
What a time to be alive, right, my friends? What do you make of all of this? Is it fair to say that Luigi Mangione is the median American voter? Or is that just trying to intellectualize a cold-blooded murder? Is a real story just that this young man had a psychotic break and decided to kill somebody? A father of two, no less. Let me know what you think in the comments. Does the average American, does he sort of represent in an odd way the average American voter? I'm interested to hear what you think about it. We are thrilled to have you as one of our watchers, so thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button as well, and that way you can be notified about all of our new content. There's plenty of it for you. We're live every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We drop more videos at 2 p.m. Eastern and at 5 p.m. And if you want even more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon Nation, of the Lemon community. Members receive access to special community posts, exclusive content, and live shows. So just head right over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.